Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's time for another episode of Viewport Relay, a bi-weekly podcast where the Viewport team looks at the latest news in the gaming industry. As always, I'm your host, Albert Corsten, and I'm joined by Tristan Jung.
Country road, take me home to
and Alex
the
Nestor. Okay, Alex Nestor gets a chance to sing. No. Alex, hi.
West Virginia.
Oh, gosh.
Mountain Mama.
That's all the words I know of that
Take me
song.
home.
Tristan's got to take it from here.
Country roads.
You get out of our
Almost
system.
heaven.
Oh, God, stop.
West Virginia.
Stop.
Is that song actually in the game?
I have yet to hear that song in the game.
Can you play it on the radio?
I have listened to all the songs on the radio as far as I know.
You listen to all the songs and oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, the classical station, it definitely loops multiple times. I've heard the song many times. All
right. Let's get the episode going. We'll get to that. We'll get to that very momentarily.
There'll be plenty of that.
Yeah. So let's start out with our segment that I sometimes forget to do, but remembered right before the episode to do this time, which is called Fun Favorites. Today is I don't know. It's a least favorite, but it's a favorite in the opposite direction. So I'm going to ask Tristan and Alex, what are your least favorite non-playable character? I'll put an S if you have multiple, if you couldn't choose one. In video games, least favorite NPCs.
I'll start. This segment has been sponsored by Square Enix.
What?
Following up from last week, I would like to bring up Final Fantasy 14 instead of 15. There is this young cat lady in Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood. Shadowhunters coming very soon next year. Shadowbringers. Named Chloe. And she gives you the weekly quest of kind of doing 16 random... You have to do 9 out of 16 random dungeons, basically, or raids. And somehow she manages to build the worst books for me. And, I always get the raids that take 40 minutes to queue up for. And I'm up at 2 a.m. trying to do the stupid quest that nobody wants to do. So, she's my least favorite NPC.
Look, all you gotta do is party find her as a tank. It's easy.
That's true.
But yeah, Chloe can be pretty annoying in terms of the raids and trials you get to do.
It sounds like you hate her because you have bad RNG. I don't know if that's on the character. That could have been anyone.
It's complete RNG. Because not only when you complete duties does it give you a sticker, you don't get to choose where that sticker goes.
What if it was your mom that was the NPC? You would hate your mom just because of RNG?
If she made a wondrous tale like that, yeah, I'd hate her.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's her fault.
Mama Jung.
She's the one that gets excited, and she's like, hey, here's a new book for this week. I put a lot of care and effort into it. Well, you know what? Screw you, Chloe.
All right, Alex. Do you have hateful rage like Tristan does?
She's just a kid.
I was asking for your least favorite NPC, but...
I don't know. I couldn't really think of one. Did you have any? Maybe I'll think of one while you're talking.
Dude, I've got the perfect one, alright? Knights of the Old Republic. There is the first character you meet in the game, and his name is Karth. And all he does all game is whine. And whine. And whine. And gets mad at you, and criticizes when you make bad decisions. And he's just the most annoying, sad, whiny character in a video game ever. And it's interesting because that game has such good characters that they just made annoying, whiny Karth.
Can you kill him?
I don't think you can.
Wow.
If you really feel like it, for every character in that game, you can get a good enough, loyalty points, essentially, and make them a Jedi. And the most sadistic thing you could ever do to yourself is go through Karth's storyline and make him a Jedi.
And then can you kill him?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can kill anyone in that. I haven't played it for a while. I don't think you can purposely get your people killed. It's not like Mass Effect where you can get your people killed.
Can the assassin robot become a Jedi?
He cannot, unfortunately. He can't be General Grievous.
He's not force sensitive.
But he can call you meatbags if that helps.
Yeah, I like that.
All right,
I got one. But it's more of a class of character, I guess, rather than a specific character. And it's the Chucksters from Super Mario Sunshine. The secret stage, and I can't remember the village's name. But it's like Pianta Village, maybe?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they throw you when you talk to them. And then just to be sadistic, one of them throws you the opposite direction, and you just fly off the stage.
Oh.
It's very good game design.
Oh.
Would
Thanks,
play
Nintendo.
again. Thank you, Nintendo.
Thank you.
Miyamoto's genius right there.
The man has a Lifetime Achievement Award for that specific moment.
No, whoever designed the secret stages in Sunshine is my least favorite NPC. But they made a good song, so I can't complain.
That's Koji Kondo, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if it's Koji Kondo, but...
It was, yeah. It's just an acapella version of the Super Mario theme.
I was gonna say the owl from Ocarina of Time is pretty.
Oh yeah.
Pretty.
Do you want to
up there
hear
as
the
well.
explanation again?
He's pretty annoying. I wouldn't classify him as like most annoying, but
I think it's more annoying because the option defaults to yes.
that's true. But
To hear the thing he just said again.
that's whoever Nintendo UI designer localization guy designed that one.
It's not the owl's fault.
Exactly.
He's just
He was
programmed
merely
that way.
coded that way. We can't choose how we're born, Tristan, okay?
I wish.
All right. Now we're going to move into the thing that Tristan and Alex were saying. And we're going to talk about probably...
John Denver.
This is how I describe it, right? It's like a train going in slow motion that's like driving through a station, like off the rails, like destroying the building, injuring people. It's like horrible, right? But you just can't not watch it.
Oh man, the
and
videos of this game.
That's Fallout 76 in a nutshell. It's just how did this come to exist, and everyone just wants to watch it burn. And
But luckily,
for
we
those
have
who-
boots on the ground. We have someone who's put hours.
I'll lay the setting, and I'll let Tristan go for like 10 seconds or 30 seconds, however long he wants to go. Heads up, he's reviewing this game, so keep a lookout for that one. But to set the story, Fallout 76, Bethesda's first multiplayer title in like a open world, because I guess they had Brink. It's very buggy, questionable design decisions, and it kind of sucks. And when I mean it's kind of buggy, I mean it's really, really buggy, and it's doing horribly in reviews right now. And that's your segue, Tristan. Did you want to segue? Did you want to talk about it? I kind of put you on the spot.
I wanna roll back. This weekend was Thanksgiving long weekend for most of us. I had the pleasure and honor of waking up at 8 in the morning for 2 days straight to play the stupid game for 12 hours straight.
You played this game for 12 hours straight?
For 2 days straight.
Oh no.
It was an eye-opening experience. The game is broken beyond comprehension. All the new features they put in are just broken. They don't work. They actively try to make the gaming experience worse for you. And, I mean, as Albert mentioned, Take Me Home Country Roads isn't even in the game. What, like, Todd Howard, what were you thinking? No, but like this game is just a disaster. The gun shooting, okay, here, let's go back. They didn't improve anything from Fallout 4, and anything they added on top of Fallout 4 sucks. So it's like Fallout 4 -1. It's just like really bad.
Did you hear the great bug they're fixing next week?
The one where your camp goes away every time you log into the server?
No. So you're talking about things from Fallout 4, right?
Oh.
So you know the cryolator gun?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally ported it directly from Fallout 4, and there was a bug in Fallout 4 that no one found out, where if you get frozen by it, you're like chilled or something, and and you move slower. There's a bug in Fallout 4 where instead of 2 minutes, it was set to, what was it?
10 hours?
2 days, I think.
Oh.
2 days. And so they literally just ported the gun directly from Fallout 4. So there's a bug in the game where if you get shot by another player, your player is slowed for 2 whole 48 hours.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just enough to walk to your next quest at marker.
Exactly.
However, does staring at the ground still make you run faster?
No, they fixed that one.
Okay.
They've adjusted the frame rate and how fast the game goes or something like that.
Mission accomplished.
But it only took a 49 gigabyte patch like a week after launch to fix that one.
No, here, let's be okay. Now I'm just getting angry because now I'm like remembering.
I'm gonna time box you. Okay, I'm gonna give you a minute.
Okay, Fallout is a game about looting and crafting, right? You need to collect materials so you can build stuff and then get stronger. That's like the whole point of the RPG part, because they got rid of perks, they got rid of stat points, they got rid of whatever actually makes an RPG. And then in this game, they put a weight limitation on your character, which always has happened, but on your workbench as well. So you need to carry all your stupid shit around everywhere, but then you die because you run into level 10 monster when you're level 40, and you think you'll be fine, but then lo and behold, it does like 300,000 damage to you, and you drop all your and they try to go back and pick it back up, but now there's like 30 of these stupid dogs roaming around everywhere, and you die multiple times, and then all your mats despawn, and then there goes 50 hours of your stupid gameplay. What the hell, Todd Howard?
This sounds like a story from the heart, Tristan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe this happened to you.
I walked out of a swamp, and there were glowing ghouls, and they killed me. And then I went back to fetch my stuff, and then because the fetching mechanic is stupid, I couldn't fetch it fast enough, and they killed me again, and then I lost all my mats, and then I stopped playing the game. Did you know that they're gonna use the creation engine for Starfield in Elder Scrolls 6?
The same fundamental game engine.
I just want to let you know.
Yep, just let that sink in.
Yeah, I saw that story. And, I mean, they have their reasons, right?
Please go on.
Wait, what do you mean?
What is their reason?
So, I think they said one thing is the creation engine is very good at handling a lot of physics-based objects at once.
Obviously they can't, because they had to limit the stupid workbench.
Oh, but I don't know if that's because it's a multiplayer game, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if there were things that they could, like, Fallout 4 didn't have any problems with, like, a bunch of objects. But it seems to be a problem in,
maybe
76.
West Virginia's too big.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe the country roads, you know.
Take me home to my grave.
So let's get this, now that the rant is over, let's just start with, I got, like, 2 questions, alright? First, is this even acceptable by Bethesda standards?
This is not acceptable, period.
Absolutely not. This is basically a green light game that's like barely even out of alpha stage.
Here's a question I just came up with the top of my head. Would you rather play this game at launch or No Man's Sky?
Do I have an option to play neither?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you had to choose one, which one would you do?
I'd probably still play No Man's Sky. I'll play No Man's Sky, because, like, that one wasn't broken.
And this
it was
is
just
the weird
boring.
thing. Yeah, here's the weird thing, right? Like, that game got so much flack and so much hate, and everyone called the devs liars or whatever, and whatnot, which, I mean, somewhat was proven true, but then this game comes out, and obviously people are upset. The game's getting terrible reviews, but
everyone's still sucking
hey,
sucking Todd's.
They just want that Elder Scrolls.
Language.
I can't blame them. I want it too, despite all the hurt.
And then, yeah, I don't know, guys. What was Bethesda thinking?
Money, dollar money bags.
How many copies do you think this game has sold?
I don't know, but there's like a class action lawsuit against them now because they don't want to return their money.
Oh.
Yeah, they said they were going to do refunds, and then they, like, pulled back their words the day after.
They're like, we got the money, boys. Get out of here.
It does really just seem like a super cash grab by Bethesda on this game in particular. Because it came out very suddenly. Like, they announced at E3 that there was going to be a beta. But then it turns out, like, a week after the beta, the game's just going to come out. It was really weird to me. And I knew it was a Bethesda title, so I expected just absolute crapshoot from the beta.
I've got 2 conspiracy theories. I told one to Tristan yesterday. Okay, my first conspiracy theory is that this game exists because everyone is always yelling at Bethesda to make a multiplayer game in one of their universes, and they were like, we don't really want to make one, so we're just going to make this game and make it so bad that no one will ever ask for another multiplayer game again from us.
No, but here's the thing. It's not, like, so bad. Like, it could be made worse, right? Like, it's very clear that they put a little bit of effort in it, but it's just bad.
Alright, and then that kind of prefaces into my second conspiracy theory, is that they don't know how people are going to receive Starfield when it comes out. So if they release this garbage pile, everyone's like, well, I mean, it's not great, but at least it wasn't as bad as 76, right? See? They're setting a floor to their games.
Yeah.
They're setting a floor. Genius.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of EA's strategy with Command and Conquer Rivals.
Oh God.
Remember that?
They don't even try to make new games now. Now they're just like, you know what, we're remastering the old ones.
Mm-hmm.
Can't screw that one up.
Well, that's what Blizzard's doing too, so might as well just join the train.
I mean, we all have phones, right? So Rivals on your phone, Diablo on your phone.
Potential Warcraft Go on your phone.
Do you think
Warcraft
they're gonna
Immortal.
Do you think they're gonna make a Fallout 76 VR version?
Oh, definitely. Get $60 more out of people.
My brother didn't know that Skyrim VR cost $60.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, if you own Skyrim, you don't get VR for free. You gotta buy that again.
It's a whole different game.
A whole new experience.
76 is definitely a whole new... It's never something you've experienced before, right, Tristan?
Oh no, I had to make new assets just for the review. Like, the assets for the review score did not exist in our repository.
Oh yeah, I don't think we've ever...
Oh, yeah.
It's going where no game has ever gone before on Viewport Gaming.
Yeah, this is just incredible to see from a AAA... Are they considered a AAA studio?
Bethesda?
Double A? Single A?
Double A.
I mean, Bethesda's AAA for sure, because they're a publisher as well.
Mm-hmm. I guess we'll consider them, but it's just incredible that a game like this came out of a studio like that.
Yeah, and like Alex said, like, we expected it to have bugs, alright? It's Bethesda, we know it's gonna come. But just with the quality that the past Bethesda releases have had, like Wolfenstein 2, Prey,
Dishonored
like Doom. What?
Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2, yeah. And then looking at, like, their future games, like Diablo, or...
Diablo Immortal.
Isn't it called Doom?
Doom
Eternal. Eternal.
Yeah, it's getting hard to think of all these time immemorial kind of words.
Yeah. But even looking at that, it looks like a great game. But then this one, it's just like, oh no, what happened? Bethesda, how could you let this through?
Todd, working as magic.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna comment it. He's gonna, if he even dares show his face at E3 next year, he's gonna make some sorry comment. You know, just like how EA this year, when they were talking about Battlefront 1, they were like, Battlefront 1 did a lot of great things, but it also needed some improvement on other things.
So you're thinking he's not going to show up to the VGAs?
Oh, he's not winning Lifetime Achievement Award this year, that's for sure.
Oh man, they're going to take it away after this one.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll get to stand with Kojima on this year's stage.
Nope.
Do you think he's going to stand up and show him Elder Scrolls Blades? Where is that game?
That game is probably better than Fallout 76, honestly.
Todd is probably programming it with one hand right now.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna move on. We got another one. Another hot off the presses. Not really hot off the presses, but we got Sony announcing they are skipping E3 next year. Is it just mirrors that every 3 years we go into the is E3 dead cycle? Like, at first it was Nintendo that was saying, we're not going to the shows anymore. we're doing directs. And I was like, is E3 dead? And now it's this. And I think there was a time where before it went back to the new schedule where it was press days for the first 2 days and then open to the public. Everyone's like, is E3 dead? They're opening it up to the public. Does E3 need Sony?
I do. They're probably one of the bigger shows of the E3 conglomerate, but even kind of with their weird Last of Us 2 kind of deal they did where it started at church, but yeah, I definitely think so, because, I mean, games like Spider-Man, Last of Us 2, God of War, those aren't small games. People love those, so of course they would draw big attention.
So do you think, this is my thinking behind it, I don't know if you agree or not. So Sony canceled PSX this year, right? So do you think that was because they kind of dropped all the news at E3 and they're like, well, crap, we don't have anything to show at our own event. So then next year they're like, hey, we have a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline, but not enough to saturate both events, that they're just like, hey, we're just going to do it at our own thing. Do you think that's their game plan?
What if this is a ruse? A conspiracy? They're canceling it now, but down the road they're going to be like, alright, we got something to show. Then enter the PS5.
Oh, man. Wait, they just surprise a month before E3 are like, we're having a press conference at E3. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Surprise, surprise.
Why not? Going to the next gen.
That'd be crazy. I don't think it'll happen, but that'd be crazy. I think the next console gen is still at least 2 years off for me, or at least a year. Yeah, that's all I got. You guys got anything else on this one? E3 is, so your guys' final opinion is E3 is somewhat dead. Well, not dead. I don't want to use the word dead. PlayStation will be sorely missed. It'll probably still live on.
I think the fact that Sony can kind of run their own show on their own term, like Nintendo does really well with their directs, right? They don't need E3. I think the necessity is kind of going only in one way now. With the advent of streaming and all that stuff, they don't need this kind of showcase to bring all the people in to show off their stuff. So
yeah, I guess that's true enough, since the big spectacle is just the stage show, really. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much people actually go there just to play games on the actual game show floor.
You mean other than media?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So yeah, I think E3 could kind of wind down, and with the TGAs becoming so big now, who knows? Agreed.
Alrighty, we are moving into our next story. We've got Ubisoft reversing some of, I don't know if it was like character design, right? Something like that?
No, it was like aesthetic changes that removed violence from the game.
Yeah, yeah. From Rainbow Six Siege. Just for China, though.
No, it was removing it for everybody, wasn't it?
No,
well,
yeah.
I meant the aesthetic changes were because of the Chinese censorship or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or taboo. I don't really know exactly.
Right, they have to remove skulls and stuff like that.
Exactly. Blood. Mm-hmm. And slot machines.
And then they're just like, nope, we're reversing that. We're not making those changes because the player base spoke out pretty loud. I don't know if you guys have any quick opinions just on the decision itself, but I wanted to more talk about how the Chinese video game scene is huge, and I assume that they'll slowly be expanding more. I mean, they're already big consumers of whatever Western games make their way over there. Mm-hmm. But if the Chinese player base of some of these games will affect sort of, and their taboo / culture / even censorship laws will affect games in any way for Western audiences.
I think this is it's a very complicated issue. We see it happen with Wolfenstein, right? They had to remove all their Nazi symbolism for Germany. So it happens in other countries as well. I agree that China is a much bigger market than Europe. Wait, what was the question?
Just, are Chinese, censorship laws or whatnot going to affect games, how they're developed for Western audiences?
I think we already see that happening, right?
We do.
Diablo
currently
Immortal?
Well, I mean, Sony is another example with releasing games to the West on PS4 right now. So they're removing a lot of the sexuality of certain games from Japan. This is one of the big things on the site.
So do you think it's, at the very least, it'll still be localized? As in, it'll remain, like, an aesthetic change for the Chinese audience will be made in their version of the game, but it'll stay within the rest of the world? Or do you think that if sort of big companies like Tencent are starting to invest heavily in Western publishers and whatnot, that they will sort of try to influence the overall game direction?
Yeah, I know there's some examples of that in the past with League of Legends and Dota 2. Some of the heroes got pretty big aesthetic changes, like Karthus for League and Lifestealer, I think it was.
Was it Lifestealer or Warlock? I don't remember.
Lifestealer and Ancient Apparition were two of Dota's. But yeah, they would change their models just because they didn't quite fit with the Chinese censorship laws for whatever reason.
I think if they start off the designs properly, it should be fine. I think most of these problems come down to the fact that they're modifying the artwork, right? If Siege launched without slot machines in their rooms and like without a picture of a pole dancer, I don't think people would really care that much. So
no.
I think going forward, as long as like they don't make these like reversals or changes just for the region afterwards, I don't think gamers would even notice.
Mm-hmm. But now maybe that it's been brought to the forefront, people will always claim, oh, this mature game has been made too clean because of X country or something. I don't know, something stupid people will be able to complain about.
I know that Australia bans like every game ever.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did they ban Fallout 76? That game should be banned everywhere.
Have they banned Fortnite yet? It's a drug.
It's like heroin.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows what you guys are talking about, so they're just gonna be like, what are these guys talking about?
News without context. That's how we should always have it.
So our next story, we'll cover it briefly. We had a lot of controversy over how Valve's new card game Artifact was handling sort of the monetization of the game and the distribution of how players could get more cards. They've since reversed a lot of the changes, but I just had a few general questions in terms of, and I guess I could expand a little more onto I don't know too much about, like how the drafting and how acquiring those cards work, that players were complaining about. I know one of the biggest controversies was that you could open up packs that were, and you could get cards that were included in the starter decks that every other player gets. And how Artifact works is it's going to work on the Steam marketplace where you can literally buy and sell cards. So people were complaining that if you could get those sort of cards, they were essentially useless because no one would buy them because everyone else already has them. Valve implemented a system where you can essentially, similar to Hearthstone, disenchant system, slowly build up like points for free tickets to enter draft mode, like the special draft mode in the game. But I guess after that long spiel, I wanted to see what you guys think of Valve's sort of approach to be the first card game that wants to make it feel like a physical card game. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's just for money? I don't know.
But you can't trade cards. They have everything else.
That's a big thing.
Except trading cards, which is so weird.
I was wondering, they could add that, right? Because if every card is, let's say, an item in your Steam inventory, couldn't you just use the Steam trading system to trade cards?
Hey, don't tell me
instead of having to transaction money.
Or I mean, like, if you're, like, I don't think people would trade cards, right? Because you know how much a card is worth because you can look up its value on the marketplace. So if you know a card is worth a certain amount and you want another card, you're not going to be like, hey, like when it comes to trading, right? You're like, obviously you're trying to get the edge on the other guy, right? You're trying to get a better deal, right? But if everyone knows the value of every single card, then only dumb players are going to get
What if you have like a younger brother and you're like, I'm going to give him my deck?
I mean, you can, okay, I guess that's a good point. Giving cards to people.
Yeah. What if you die? How will you, like, who inherits your cards?
Who inherits your 10,000 Pokemon cards under your bed?
Yeah.
It's a good point. But I don't know. Would you guys use trading cards in that game? I mean, those are very specific scenarios you guys brought up, but...
Isn't it called a trading card game?
That's true, it is. But you can trade by buying and selling, I guess. That's technically trading.
Also, I refuse to play this game. I lost the tutorial.
Oh no.
Rip.
Pride has been damaged.
I opened all my packs and then deleted the game.
But my last question is, one thing I realized is missing from this game that most card games have, guys?
What?
I didn't see any foil cards in the beta. Get ready for some super expensive foil cards to come out in this game so Valve can make a lot of money.
Oh yeah, all the tournaments, they'll have like super solid rare Lena Phoenix Rising Edition.
It's on fire.
Yeah.
Literally on fire.
They'll probably also sell like game boards that you can buy for like $20 to change the layout of the game board.
And the little imp things, you can probably
the little imp things, there you go. Put a Greveling in there, Alright. Before we get on to our last story, I'm just going to say Kingdom Hearts 3 is gold, guys, so suck it. It's coming. No delays anymore.
What's
Nomura did it. He finished it.
He did it.
He finished a project.
Do you think it's actually finished?
I mean, can't be worse than Fallout at this point, right?
Yeah.
Can it? Is it possible to be worse than Fallout?
Fallout is finished. The story does end.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, Final Fantasy 15 was technically finished, so...
Well, Nomura didn't finish it.
Yeah, exactly. He had a backup, but this time he took it on himself to finish this one.
Do you think it has a chapter 3?
I don't know. It's gonna have at least... Well, I don't know how many chapters it's gonna have. Probably at least 13 or so. How many did 15 have? It had many
15.
chapters.
I think 15 had 15 chapters.
Oh, okay, they did that deal. Okay.
All right.
Maybe this game will only have 3 chapters. And it might actually reach the 3rd chapter. That'd be a better part.
Well, what if you have to buy the 3rd chapter?
Oh my god, guys, please. You're killing me.
Some people would die to buy a 3rd chapter of a game.
Oh. You think Kojima's gonna present the 3rd chapter of MGS5
Stab you in
TGA?
the throat.
He's gonna read the script off for us on stage.
Oh wait, were you talking about Half-Life Chapter 3 or MGS5 Chapter 3?
Episode 2, episode whatever.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. Okay, he's gone.
Okay, he's gone.
Alright, there's only 2 hosts left. Okay.
Is it
He's
over?
back. Yeah, it's over.
Okay.
I mean, we're just talking about your favorite game, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Nomura did it.
Alright, guys. We're moving on to our last story of the day, guys. And it's a big one, and it's a fun one, I think, I hope. We got Game Awards.
Jeff Keighley.
So we're going to talk about the nominees for, we're just going to go through the categories. If it's boring, we'll just skip it, right? Like, no one really cares about it.
I already submitted my answers, so I have my answers open right here.
All right. I haven't submitted mine, but we don't have to choose winners. We can choose winners if we want. We'll probably put out some sort of piece, maybe, on Twitter or something with our picks. We'll all tweet out our picks, right? So you can see them there. But we'll talk about what we think about the nominations for these categories. And most of them, we'll talk about, I don't know, standout titles, underdog titles, and, most important, we're going to talk about if any games got snubbed from a category.
Oh,
right?
I got a game that got snubbed.
Oh, God. If you say Fallout 76, I swear.
They need to create a new category for that game.
All right, we're just going to start from the top. We're going to work our way down. So I'll read out the category and I'll read out the games, and then we'll discuss. And if there's nothing to say, we'll just move on, because some of these categories, meh. We'll start out with the biggest one. We'll just talk about Game of the Year now. So we've got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Spider-Man, Monster Hunter
Who's
World,
Spider-Man?
Marvel's DC Spider-Man.
Okay.
A surprise hit that you never heard about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm very surprised Celeste is on there. Congrats to Matt Thorson.
Is that the first indie game to ever make? No, I don't know if it's the first. I think 2 years ago there was an
I'm
indie
pretty
game.
sure at least 2 years ago they had an indie game on there.
Yeah, they had
Okay.
some game called, it was like Overwatch or something.
I think that was Game of the Year too. Yeah, I think the biggest standout from this one is definitely Celeste. Mad props for Monster Hunter World getting up there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I bet Capcom's happy about that one.
I also think that, with Assassin's Creed actually going for a Game of the Year nomination is pretty crazy. I don't think Origins was nominated last year, right?
No.
I might be wrong.
I'd say most.
It was like
almost
it was Persona. It was Persona, Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn,
and PUBG.
And PUBG. Yeah, there you go.
That's an indie title right there.
Was Fortnite a snub, Tristan? Hey, I'm just gonna say right now, Fortnite won the Golden Joysticks Game of the Year award. So
there we go.
Kind of glad it didn't get up there. Honestly, I don't think it deserved to be up there. I think they learned last year from PUBG, where everyone's like, "Don't put a game on the Game of the Year awards just because it's popular." Right?
Then why is Red Dead Redemption 2 on there?
I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a pretty good game.
Did you play the game?
Nope. But from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. So we'll move on. Nothing more from that category?
Nah.
No? Okay. All right. So we got our next category. We've got Best Action Game. We've got Blops 4, Dead Cells, Destiny 2 Forsaken, which, is that referring to a specific DLC?
Yeah, that's the one where Cade 6 dies.
That's spoiler alert.
No, that's in the market. We had this
really
exact same thing last week.
Spoiler alert. I haven't seen the trailer. Spoiler alert. Far Cry 5 and Mega Man 11.
Again, Capcom with a surprise. Mega Man 11 on there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Dead Cells is on there.
Mm-hmm.
I will say right
definitely
now, I bought that.
Definitely not undeserving, though.
I bought that game over the Thanksgiving break, and I think I played it 20 hours. That game is it's so fun.
Yeah, I've heard plenty of good things about it. I don't think I've heard a single bad thing, really.
I don't think it'll win just due to the indie factor, though. I think Blops 4 and Far Cry 5 and Destiny have such a bigger sales numbers that...
I think Blops 4 is the biggest contender for this.
I do think Blops 4 has the edge on this one, just because of Blackout mode.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. We got Best Action Adventure Game, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We're seeing essentially half the Game of the Year titles here. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. What do you think about Shadow of the Tomb Raider being up here, Tristan?
It's alright. I mean, there weren't too many action-adventure games, I guess. There was, no Uncharted this year. Basically, Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the Uncharted replacement this year. That's how you can think of it.
There you go. That game's not selling too well. Random side fact. That game's not doing too hot right now.
I don't know how I feel about this category. When I look at them, these games are all very similar to each other. You know what I mean? Like, you're crafting stuff, you're just leveling up and running around in open world.
That's an action-adventure game in 2018, though, right?
Yeah, it is. But it's just kind of a sign of the times. That's all I'm saying.
I would say the most unique one is probably Spider-Man, maybe.
Yeah, that's the least... Well, even then, it's kind of
even then, maybe Tomb Raider.
But
No,
Tomb Raider is very much like Odyssey or God of War, basically.
I got a suggestion. How about Fallout 76?
Mm-hmm.
How about not?
Best comedic value when you're not actually playing it.
No, Tristan, save that one for best game direction, alright? We'll move on. Best role-playing game, Dragon Quest XI, Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2, Octopath Traveler, and Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire.
I think Octopath might have a shot at winning this one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
People really love that game.
Yeah, I've played 3 of these 5, and I think Octopath is the best of the 3 I've played. Well, Monster Hunter World I think is the best of all these games, but I don't know why it's in the best role-playing game category.
Yeah, other than being a Japanese game.
Oh,
yeah, you have
that's racist.
I mean,
it's basically profiling.
If I were to say what genre is Monster Hunter, and I were to tell you action-adventure game, or just action game, or role-playing game, would you say role-playing game first?
No.
I mean, the only role-playing is Gear, I guess?
It's like Gear, right? And you have an inventory.
You craft better gear. That's basically the.
And here's the thing: how is that different than like the games in the action adventure game, like Alex said, right?
Mm-hmm. Actually, Shadow the Tomb Raider has a skill tree, which is probably more RPG than Monster Hunter World.
Well, you got weapon or armor skills, so you know.
So, what do you think would win this category? Would you think I think Monster Hunter World's the best game in this category?
Oh, really? But I actually thought Octopath would win as well.
I'm still thinking Octopath.
Well, I said I think it's the best game in this category, but I think Octopath will win just because it's more RPG.
I think that's fair enough.
All right.
How about the that other game that came out?
Fallout 76 is an RPG, right?
Yeah, that's exactly
why
what I was
wasn't that
say.
in contention?
It's a role-playing game.
Oh, I think, Tristan, it didn't make the cutoff. It's the only reason it's not in all these categories.
I think it's because no one played the game here. No one on the panel played the game, so how would they know it's a good game?
Just random fact now, because this is officially just the crap on Fallout 76 episode. The reviews that were like, I'm not playing this game anymore because it's so bad.
I think that's every major review outlet.
I think it was Giant Bomb was like, we've played 20 hours and it's so bad that we don't want to play more.
Maybe the next 20 hours would have been good. It's like Schrodinger's game. You don't know if it's a good game.
Tristan, you visited the next 20 hours after that. How does it feel?
It got worse, actually.
Oh. Because you had to grind to get to the last part.
I had to grind to recover all my mats. I needed to find a lot of aluminum.
That's always a tricky one.
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
All right, guys, we're moving on. We're going to game direction. We've got A Way Out by I hope he shows up on stage. Can he show up on stage, please?
Do you think Jeff is going to let that happen?
Of course. It was one of the best moments in the best moments of the Game Awards category.
It brings out controversy. He brings character to the awards show.
We've got our favorite French video game maker for Detroit Become Human. We've got God of War. There's a common trend with most of these categories, right? We've got God of War, Spider-Man, and Red Dead 2 again in this category.
Don't know what else to put in there. Just throw in the big three.
What does game direction mean?
I don't know. But, if we don't have anything else for this category, I'm just going to say right now, the next category, Best Narrative, literally is just a one-game swap. It's 4 of the same games, and then swap out A Way Out with Life is Strange 2. I like that.
You like what?
That Life is Strange is up in the narrative.
If it wasn't Best RPG, I'd be confused.
I kind of skipped over game direction, but if you want to talk about that too, I just want to say how similar these two categories are, that there's a one game difference.
Best game direction, awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. 3 of the games there are basically the same game, aren't they?
You think of God of War, Spider-Man, and Red Dead?
Yeah.
Does Red Dead really change anything to the Western genre?
I mean, it's based on how Tristan read it, right? Like, it doesn't sound it, but when you think of like game direction, you just think of the overall quality of a game, right? And Red Dead 2 has so much polish and so much detail that I would constitute great game direction.
Whatever game has the most money.
I mean, that's how Breath of the Wild won last year, right? That game was in development for 6 years or something.
Well, Final Fantasy 15 was in development for how many years?
That's true. That's a different story, though.
Did that get nominated? No, sir. I'm actually...
You're going to make Tabata cry, okay?
I love that man.
Tabata got fired.
He quit.
He resigned.
He resigned. We're going to keep moving on. We love getting sidetracked. That's the fun of this podcast. You never know what you're going to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Best ongoing game. I actually like this category. I think it's a unique, fun category.
Yeah, I like this category too.
We've got Destiny 2, the first appearance of the F word, Fortnite. We've got No Man's Sky. Whoever thought Wooey 2018 is going to be the year of No Man's Sky?
We're nominating No Man's Sky for something, and it's not negative.
If we were to have an award for biggest surprises of 2018 at the end of the year on Viewport Awards,
Best redemption arc.
Best redemption arc is No Man's Sky. We've got Overwatch, of course, and we've got Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
which is a bit of an interesting one.
Yeah, I thought it was
one.
Albert Corson's Rainbow Six Siege.
Tristan Jung's Rainbow Seven Siege. I find it interesting that it seems though last year, right? Last year was sort of the redemption year for Rainbow Six Siege. It's had a good year. Yeah, because wasn't last year the year that their player base kept growing and growing and growing?
Oh, okay. I thought they won something last year and I got confused.
Oh, no. But I think I find it surprising that there's no MOBA in this category, like either League or Dota. But
I think there's like a best esport category later on, isn't there?
Yeah,
That's
but if you
true.
think about it, these games have made, I feel, significant improvements. Like the category description is awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time.
Overwatch, I guess.
Yeah, Overwatch is the one iffy one.
And Destiny 2.
I haven't kept too much
if you start
track on
from the
Destiny 2.
bottom, anything's an improvement.
Yeah.
Fall 76 next year. Best ongoing game. It's playable, guys. They made a game from unplayable to playable. My goodness.
They're so good as devs.
I honestly hope that No Man's Sky wins. I'm pretty happy about how they've kind of salvaged their game.
Yeah, they have a big update coming out soon, right, too? I think.
Yeah, lots of big updates coming out all the time on that game.
You know, I would buy that game, but it's still $60, and All right, we'll start going through these a little faster. We got Best Art Direction. We've got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead 2, and Return of the Obra Dinn.
Yeah, my favorite video game 2018.
I've never heard of that game, guys. Have you heard of that game before?
Nope.
This is a weird one, right? Like,
Red Dead's gonna win it, so...
I think Red Dead's gonna win it.
They are. It's a give me.
If I were to give a second place, I would say Octopath, but...
The battle is joined.
Alright, here's a category. We got Best Score / Music. We got 6 in this one, as opposed to the normal 5. We've got Celeste, God of War, Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2.
You know, I feel Red Dead's going to win this one too, because for whatever reason, people really like Red Dead's music.
Yeah,
I think Celeste is going to win.
I put Celeste in my picks as well, actually.
I think Celeste or Octopath.
Yeah.
My heart says Octopath.
Is that biased because we went to the panel?
That panel, yeah. We understand the music of Celeste now.
Exactly. You know the game that shouldn't be on here? Ni no Kuni 2.
Spider-Man?
Ni no Kuni 2. One of the weakest parts of that game was its music. Joe Hisaishi, he dropped the ball on this one, guys.
You know what game should be on here?
Country
Final
Road.
Fantasy 14 Stormblood.
You know what game should also be on here? Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That game had... I've listened to the soundtrack. I've never played the game, but the soundtrack is phenomenal.
You know what? Just throw all the JRPGs on there. Yakuza. Where is
What
that?
won last year?
Yakuza's
Do you guys
pretty
remember what won last year? If Nier Automata did not win...
Nier Automata did win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Nier Automata, Cuphead, Destiny 2, Persona 5, Mario Odyssey, and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
No,
it was
Breath
pretty
of the Wild.
stacked last
Other
year.
than Breath of the Wild, I don't know why that was up there. That's a cutthroat category last
Random
year.
keyboard twings. This is Breath of the Wild in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's a competitive category last year. Holy moly. This year I think is a little... I think there's like 2 standouts. Best audio design. I don't know how they classify audio design. I guess it's like sounds and stuff.
Sound effects, things
Best
like that.
audio design. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Very descriptive.
So we've got Black Ops 4, Forza.
Listen to those motor sounds.
Hey, they record actual cars, I bet. So we've got, let's see, let me go again. Black Ops 4, Forza, God of War, Spider-Man, and Red Dead 2.
I actually think Forza might have a good chance at this.
It could.
I actually think it does. I'm surprised that the Battlefield games never make this category. They have very good audio design in the Battlefield games.
I'm not sure why Blops 4 is even on here.
Because future guns sound amazing.
I guess.
Because we know what guns sound like in the future.
I mean, you can just make them sound like anything.
It's true. Great audio.
All right, onward.
Independent game. We've got Celeste, Dead Cells, Into the Breach, The Return of Obra Dinn, and The Messenger. So I've played half these games. I haven't played Obra Dinn, Didn't play Messenger, but I played the first 3. I don't know. This is actually really close. I actually liked all of the games, like the 3 I've played equally. I think Celeste, Dead Cells, and Into the Breach are like all solid 9 out of 10 games.
I'll give it to Celeste.
I think if it's up for Game of the Year, it has that extra push, right? You can kind of see where where the judges are leaning, right? Because Into the Breach is a strategy game. Dead Cells was a roguelike, and Celeste is a platformer. So they're all very different genres. So it's hard to say which one's the best, right? They're all very good at the category they're at.
Yeah, but Celeste is about depression.
It's made by Matt Makes Game. It wins my heart award because it's Matt Thorson. We saw him at PAX too, right? He's a cool guy.
I think we were trying to. I don't remember if I saw him.
All right, we're gonna move on to our next category. We got best performance. I don't know any of these people. We got
You don't know
Brian
Yuri
Duchard.
Lowenthal?
Do you know Yuri Lowenthal?
This boy doesn't watch enough animes.
I don't watch enough dubbed anime, I guess. Anyways, we got Brian Duchard. How do you pronounce it? I'm so sorry. Duchard as Connor in Detroit Become Human. Christopher Judge as Kratos. Melisanthe Mahout as Cassandra in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan from Red Dead 2. And Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker from Spider-Man.
I love Yuri.
Yeah, I was going to say, from what I've heard, I like, because my roommate was playing Spider-Man and I was watching him a lot. Whoever did Spider-Man's voice did a very good job.
That's Yuri.
I think Arthur Morgan will win.
I don't know. To
Arthur
me,
Morgan or Roger Clark?
Arthur Morgan as a character.
It sounded way too old. Like, if you didn't have a beard in that game, it just felt off. But that was just me.
That was the one thing I enjoyed from that video game.
Listening to your own character's voice?
Yeah.
Fair enough. It is a nice voice.
All right, our next one. We've got Games for Impact. I don't know how many of these games you guys know other than... We've got 11 Memories Retold, Celeste, Florence, Life is Strange 2, and the missing J.J. McField in the Island of Memories. I think it's an easy win for Celeste, maybe.
Hey, man, don't...
Life is Strange 2 could probably win too. But who knows? They're not out yet.
Who publishes Life is Strange again? Is it Sega?
Square Enix.
Oh, Square Enix. Oh, that's such a strange...
It's a strange life they lead. Yeah, I know.
Oh!
Hey! Alright, we're gonna move quick through this next one. Best mobile game. Donut Country, Florence, Fortnite, PUBG, mobile, and Reigns, Game of Thrones.
Where's Azure Lane?
Did that come out in the last year?
It did.
Oh, did it?
In English.
Where's best ongoing game then?
I was torn between PUBG Mobile and Reigns. If it was like original Reigns, I would have gone for it, but I don't know how the Game of Thrones versions.
What is Reigns?
It's like the RPG that you swipe left or right on every scenario.
So it's Tinder?
Yeah, it's game? Like yeah, basically.
Okay.
Battle Tinder.
You guys want to cover VR AR? I don't really care.
Beat Saber looks cool.
Beat Saber's cool.
Beat Saber's probably gonna win.
Best fighting game. Got BlazBlue, Fighters, DBZ Fighters, Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 5. I think Fighters is gonna win.
It's Fighter Z.
Yeah, most likely Fighter Z. I want Soul Calibur to win, but I don't think it will.
There's no QB yet. It can't win.
Mm-hmm.
Family game, aka the Nintendo category.
Literally.
We got Mario Tennis Aces, Nintendo Labo, Overcooked 2, Starlink Battle for Atlas, and Super Mario Party.
I think Overcooked will win.
I think Tennis might win it.
I'm trying to imagine a functional family playing a video game.
Yeah, I don't know that feeling.
Yeah. But I would imagine Overcooked 2 would be the hit of that event.
But dysfunctional families can't play Overcooked. It requires too much concentration.
Yeah.
Too much fighting. We have Cooking Mama instead?
I like how Labo got a shout out here, though.
Do you?
Yeah. Tristan, what do you think about Labo?
Why is it a family game? No, I liked it.
Because it's like a parent and a kid.
Yeah, the parent's gonna build a cardboard robot for their kid, and they're gonna throw it on the kid, and then look how happy they are.
And then go to the milk store for a smoke and never come back.
Aren't we a family? Racing game. You guys care about racing game?
It's sports and racing games.
Sports and racing.
Mario Tennis is there.
Yeah, and NBA 2K. I'll read them out. FIFA 19, Forza Horizon 4, Mario Tennis Aces, NBA 2K19, and PES 2019.
The only game I spent money on in this category is FIFA 19, so I think FIFA 19 will win.
I heard Forza 4 was really good. Forza Horizon 4 was really good.
I'm going PES just because it's like the only game Konami makes anymore.
Ah. Do you like Konami?
I love pachinko.
Hey, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Forza won the last 2 years in a row. So
the Albert pick coming through right now.
Forza Horizon 3 won in 2016, and Forza Motorsport 7 won in 2017. They got some like weird Call of Duty cycle going on, huh? They just pump out these things every year.
Yeah, man, they've got a monopoly on the Game Award sports racing category. They got a streak. I think they're one of the only game series that comes out every year that has a streak. In order to have a streak, you have to come out every year, but to win every year is kind of amazing. They've
been nominated every year.
Yeah,
impressive.
I don't know what that says about the sports/racing genre. That not very many good games come out, but I mean, honestly, I guess. That just kind of says the genre, right? Where you don't have to make a good game. You can just sort of make a sequel every year and people will buy it either way.
Look at every single entry except Tennis Aces. It's literally just the latest version of the franchise.
Yeah. And I mean, Tennis Aces is, but it's not a yearly franchise, so I guess what you're saying.
That's why I discounted it. Mm-hmm.
All right, best multiplayer game. Blops 4, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, Monster Hunter World, Sea of Thieves. Guys, one of these games is not like the other.
It definitely doesn't belong, but...
Can you spot that difference? Sea of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, what game would you replace this with, right?
Fallout 76.
Okay. Just stop. I set myself up for that one.
To be honest, Fallout 76 versus Sea of Thieves? Come on. It's basically the same game.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
Wait, what? They're not similar?
In terms of the definition of best, you know?
I don't. The only thing I know is similar is like there's multiple people in a world and you can like group up, but that's just a multiplayer game.
I'd be surprised if Fortnite didn't take this one.
I think Fortnite's gonna take it.
They'll take it easily.
Best debut indie game. I only know 2 games on this list. We got Donut Country. A lot of the same ones from the earlier category.
Yeah, there were only 6 indie games this year.
Yep. So it's kind of a mix between mobile games for impact, and indie games. So we got like Donut Country, Florence, Moss, Messenger, Yoku's Island Express. Haven't played any of these. So I don't know. You guys got anything?
Just pick a random number between 1 and 5.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to choose Moss because I've seen their development studio on Capitol Hill. It's pretty cool.
I'm going Yoku's Island Express because I like the name.
There you go. Best esports game. This one's always controversial. I don't know how they choose that. What define best? We got CSGO, Dota 2, Fortnite, LoL, and Overwatch. This one's another just as I said earlier, how do they choose this? How do they choose this?
Here. For the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates, irrespective of genre or platform.
Here's my question. How does a game get into this category but doesn't make the ongoing game? I don't know. I feel like the 2 categories are
because CSGO hasn't had an operation in 7 years.
Ooh, that's true. That's true. Dota 2 doesn't get patches ever, so it's not ongoing.
Yeah, so... Is that too
much?
You're
saying Fortnite now, right? Okay, what's esports, though? What do you think the best esport game? I think Overwatch is going to win it. It said viewer experience, man. You got like a whole league and everything.
I don't know. League of Legends, though.
League of Legends
League of
has the
Legends.
word league in its title.
How could anything win over League if we're going off of that definition?
It's true.
There's
I'm
like
gonna go with League of Legends.
there's only like
seven.
7 billion people on this planet, but 10 billion people watch League of Legends Worlds.
It was the best experience because a Korean team finally didn't make the finals.
Oh, really? There we go. Upsets, drama. It's got it all. And then the next category,
Best esports player, and why is it going to be Sonic Fox?
I would just like to note that at least the first two people are in an esports genre that is not even represented in best esports game.
That's true.
Sonic
I should
Fox,
read the names.
no,
You got
no.
Sonic Fox, Taquito, Uzi, Simple, and how do you pronounce
Jay
it?
Jonak. Jay Jonak.
Okay, what game are these guys from? So Sonic Fox is
Sonic
two
Fox
games, right?
is usually Neversoft titles, Mortal Kombat, Injustice, and I think
And
also
fighters.
2D fighters.
And fighters.
Yes.
Taquito is
Tokido is
Tekken.
usually Street Fighter 5 is what he's mostly known for in other Street Fighter titles. Uzi, I have no idea. Simple, no idea.
Simple is CSGO. Simple
Yeah.
CSGO.
Oh, I should have known by Alexander. Of course he's CSGO. And then Jay
Alexander.
Jonak is a Overwatch player.
Ah, okay.
I'll go with Sonic Fox because that's the only player I know. I don't know any of these other.
You don't know Taquito?
No,
You don't know Simple?
no.
Oh, okay.
I'm going with Tokido.
I think Sonic Fox is going to win. All right. We're winding down here. We're going to skip esports team, esports coach,
Yeah.
esports event, esports host. You guys know what all the esports moments, what game those are from? You know what C9 comeback win in triple OT versus FaZe?
That's
Nope.
League of Legends, I think.
I'm pretty sure that's CSGO. I don't think League has overtime.
I don't think there's overtime.
Oh,
Is that where they just run it down mid and see who wins?
oh! I read this as C9 comeback win in triple OT versus FaZe.
Damn, it's like
Wow.
pro wrestling.
Wow.
OT and FaZe are fighting each other, and then just out of the rafters comes C9.
All right, we'll skip the rest of these because they're not that important. But
You
yeah,
want to talk
there's a lot
about
of
content creator of the year?
No, we're not going to talk about content creator of the year. I don't even know who Dr.
Talk
Lupo
about how we
is.
don't know who any of them are except one of them.
All right, Game Awards are going to be fun, guys. They're happening what, next week? Yeah, next week,
Thursday.
next Thursday. We'll be live tweeting. What's going on with that, Tristan? I don't know.
I'll live tweet. I'll be here in the comfort
Okay,
of my own home this year.
We'll be live tweeting it. Follow us. I'll give the shout out now. You know what? No, I'll give a
Why
shout out
Viewport
later.
Gaming?
I'm gonna hold the shout out. We're gonna
What's the shout out for?
hold them on the edge of their seats.
Okay.
Our shout out, our own shout out, our plug. You might even call it.
Mm.
Is it a plug if it's on your own podcast? I don't know. We won't get
It's
into
a
that.
self plug.
It's a self-plug. All right, guys. That wraps it up for
Sounds
episode
dangerous.
16 of Viewport Relay. Viewport Relay is available on Radio Public, iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, and Podbean, and all of your favorite podcast directories. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to subscribe, review, and share it with your friends. We're also on social media. Here's the plug. As Viewport Gaming on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Tristan Jung. Why Viewport Gaming?
Well, Viewport Relay is part of Viewport Gaming, a website that provides a look into video games through reviews, features, and podcasts. You can find all Viewport content at viewportgaming.com. And we're looking for writers, so if you want to write for us, DM me. Or DM our Twitter.
As always, I've been your host, Albert Corson, joined by the wonderful Tristan Jung
Goodbye.
and the amazing Alex Nestor.
See ya.
We'll see you guys next time.
Whoop whoop.
Bye bye.